What's up guys, Joanne here with another video, and today we're gonna put on some new tuners on my Mustangs. Alright guys, these are the Gotoh SD91 Tuners from Sweetwater. This one's aged nickel, so these are going on the 94 Mustang. And this one's going on the 05 yellow Mustang. I thought the aged nickel would look really good on the blue Mustang since it's an older model. And since I'm kind of putting almost everything new on the yellow Mustang, might as well just go with the new ones. It does come with these adapter bushings. I believe these are the 10mm, and it comes with the little hammer to push them out and stuff. So these bushings, I believe, are 8.8mm, so it should just drop straight in. But all you really need is just a screwdriver, maybe a small flathead or a small screwdriver, and then a hammer if you need to punch it in, which I probably don't think I would need a hammer, but I probably would need it just to punch in the new bushings in. Preferably, I would recommend using a rubber mallet. All right, we're gonna start with Maryanne. Maryanne is the test subject, so we're gonna start with her. All right, so all we're doing now is just loosening all of the strings. See, because these old tuners, whenever I tune down, I don't know if you see that, but it's a little tight when I go up, which is good, but then when I go down, it's loose. So hopefully these would definitely be better. And they're made in Japan, so it's gonna fit the vibe of the guitar. All right, we're just gonna do this one by one because you never know. So I'd rather do this one by one, and we're just gonna keep going. All right, here's the old tuner on top, and here's the new one. You say it's both, they're both made in Japan. Direct replacement, yes. And since it's a direct replacement, I don't think I would want to replace these studs, but if you do want to replace the studs, all you really would need is to get this tool. You would get this tool, push it in here, and then just pop it out. And then to put it back, to put in a new one, push it in this hole and hit it with a hammer. Okay, so I just pulled the D string off. You can see how loose this is. Look, it's not supposed to do that. I'm very OCD'd, so I'm just putting them back to where they go. You know, keeping them in order so I know in the future, but hey, this is what it is. All right, so now we got the new ones installed, and yeah, and then we put all these ones back in order so we don't ever forget the next time. All right, look at these shiny new tuners. They definitely feel more better. Like, I was tuning this up and they just feel so much better. They definitely feel so much better. So now let's get Muriel's new strings on. I don't know if you can see, but these how old the tuners are. These are old tuners. See, that one, I'm not I bought this last tuner from eBay because the original tuner had like broken, like had a bent in it. It was like slanting. So I bought a new tuner like a long time ago, but you can tell by these tuners, they're just cheap feeling on this one. So here's the original tuner. So you can see it has some C on it, you know. It's definitely cheap because you can see like the little lip of the bottom. This is the original tuners that came off of this Mustang. So okay, so here's the original, then here's the Gotoh tuner. The aged nickel doesn't say Japan on it, which is strange. And we run into our first problem. It does not fit perfectly. Pretty sure these studs need to be pushed out. All right, so we're pretty much bottom out here, so we're gonna have to try something a little risky. I'm probably gonna get another flathead, a little wider flathead, put it in there and just hammer it out. All right, so we're gonna have to just hammer this out. So I got a little wider flathead. We're just gonna have to gently push this out. And it came out, just like that. So, but with the new ones, these are not gonna fit directly in. The inside hole is just a little bit thinner, and this one's a little bit thicker. So these are not gonna fit in there directly. All right, let's try it in. Okay, so right here we're just hammering it in. I'm just gonna try and hammer it in. So the one I bought for this one a long time ago is a 10 millimeter. It is a 10 millimeter hole for this one, so that one I probably will just leave alone. But I'm just gonna hammer these in and see how this goes. All right, it's installed, but I totally recommend make sure you are not cracking the headstock. Double check everything to make sure you're not cracking the headstock. And look at the maple on this. It's so gorgeous. Always double check you're not puncturing or cracking the headstock in any way, because you would not be a happy camper, especially on a vintage instrument. Okay, all the new ones have been hammered in except this one. Nothing's cracked so far. So here's the flash. Yeah, nothing cracked on this, thank God. All right, so here are the new tuners. The aged nickel, yeah, you can definitely feel the aged on it. Dude, this looks good. This looks good on this. Like, all right, so here's the new tuners on these. The new tuners on the new guitar. Oh yeah, definitely a vibe here. Well, guys, it's as easy as, 1, 2, 3. It takes like hour and a half. Well, if you're doing one guitar, it takes like a little less than an hour to do it. Honestly, this is a great modification, as my guitars definitely needed it. The tuners would go loose whenever I try to tune down, and that's not acceptable. So with the new tuners, they definitely will help stability. I want to thank Kenny from Sweetwater for selling me these tuners, and these tuners are just a dream. And the tuners on this one it's just so amazing. It just matches the vibe of how old this guitar is. I could have gone with the brand new looking tuners for this 32-year-old guitar, but I told myself, you know what? It's old. It's rickety. It has, rusted screws, and I think I'm gonna enjoy this a lot. Thank you, Sweetwater, for the new tuners.